Hello, hi there Capricorns. My name is Bella. Welcome to my channel. Most people know me as Bella the Secret Psychic, and how I do my love horoscopes every month is by the help of my spirit guides. So it's them pretty much helping me to do this. I do all my videos in one take, so it's live. You might hear my dog bark, you might hear him snore, you might hear all sorts of different things. Sometimes my neighbour's kids outside, so I do apologise, but bear with me, guys. Um, so, um, Also, just quickly, just to let you all know, and all the links are below. So all the links are below to my Facebook page, all the links are below to my services, but there's also a link to my free 5-day Tarot and Psychic Ability Challenge that starts on the 3rd of July and is open for 2 weeks. So if you're watching this late, you can still join in. Where you get 5 free days of understanding tarot and also identifying your extrasensory ability, which we all have. I'm not that unique and special. We all have the ability to do what I do. If you're interested to learn how to see how, basically. So the links are below. So we're going to crack on now with your reading. So last month, guys, you had a bit of like, two kind of feelings. The first half not feeling so great, and the second half being way much better. I think the overall feeling that I'm getting here, firstly from my guides, is even though things were way much better and things are heading in the right direction, I think sometimes we can really be impacted by what people do to us and how they are with us, and how in particular, for those of you who were in a connection where they frightened you in terms of them removing themselves from the situation, that basically, even though things are better or getting better, there is still a great fear a little bit in the back of your mind and in your heart in terms of, have they, are we still in a danger zone even though that things feel right? It's a bit like skating on thin ice. You're having a bit of fun, but am I going to crack somewhere or fall through the ice? So there's a lot of you feeling like that. For those of you who are single, I do get you here feeling a little bit unfair with the world. Like, when is the right person going to come along? like having high expectations and nobody meeting them. I think you should keep your high expectations, because obviously then you'll be matching your frequency to the right kind of person. But it's feeling a bit like hard work, greatly. And my guides are saying, please don't get too despondent, because it feels to me like, particularly in the first and second week, for those of you who are single, you'll be feeling like your thought forms may not be helping you to align to the right kind of person, and you may make yourself unnecessarily unhappy because of feeling disgruntled. Then actually, every time you go dating, it's the same kind of thing. It's never sort of improving. Nothing really sort of gets any better. That kind of thing. It's a bit like that, really. So they're kind of just saying here, change your thought forms. Don't let yourself slip down into a hole of despair because nothing seems to be improving, because the third week has been shown as changing significantly for you. For those of you who had the experience last month and are feeling this anxiety perhaps creep up upon you, even though things are appearing to be good, like I feel here, like even though things are good, it's like 90% good, there's still this 10%. There's still this need for you to hear the right things being said by that person, and they're not entirely, I think, is probably what I want to say. Hence why the fear is a little bit there still. My guides are saying here that it's not just about them being nice to you and that they're not, not leaving, and maybe in a week they pulled out all the strings. It's about them continuing to be respectful, to put in the energy, and not to get back to being lazy. And you needing to see them for a lot longer and in a consistent way show their efforts that they want to have the relationship. And they don't really do that too very well. I'm not saying they do it awfully, because they are still good and they do want to be in this connection. Trust me, they want this connection a lot. They don't want to lose you. Don't want to lose you at all. But they are distracted by other things in their life, and they are a little bit not as forward in what they should be giving you as they should be. And it seems to upset some of you quite a lot. Only because you're in fear that what happened last month, which you thought almost was going to happen but didn't happen, it's like you're having a bit of a flashback, if I'm being honest with you, triggered by some fear. But the good news, guys, it's just thoughts. It's just thoughts, and yes, it's based on observation of what the other person appears to not be giving you, because you need to be put on a pedestal way up here, and a lot of fun times, a lot of everything. You don't want to be distracted or get a bit lazy. You're like, no, you did that thing last month. I need you to just, just me, make it all about me, please. And it's not selfish. It's just that you just need to feel secure. In the third week, and I think it's because, if I'm being honest with you, some of you will have an argument. Sorry. But it's one of those arguments that it was a good thing you had the argument, because the other person also again understands, or perhaps gets a little fear that if he or she doesn't do a little bit better, or contribute a little bit better, or still make up for the kind of rubbish they put you through last month, that actually they could lose you. And they, like I said, they do not want to lose you, guys. No matter how they've been, no matter how lazy they've got, they do not want to lose you. I can't stress it. Do not want to lose you. And so don't fear any arguments, because it only brings you together. All right. You will not. I get a sense of feeling that from both of you, like you're feeling trapped, because not trapped, or well, maybe trapped. You're feeling like stuck a little bit in your thought forms about this because of the lack of what they're doing, and the other person is feeling a bit trapped because they kind of, it's almost like they're trying to understand how to be in a partnership but also keep their independence at the same time. And that's quite hard to do, because you're either in a partnership or you're single. But there is a thing from that other person where they're kind of wanting to love you and have that partnership and do things together, but also they want to be able to do their own thing, perhaps without the consideration and thought of you. But unless you both communicate about what each other needs and how you can agree together how to do that fairly, so that both of you are happy, you get your needs met and they get to be free whenever they want, in a reasonable way, of course, then that's why the argument happens. But the argument leads then to you talking about the very things that you both need in order for it to work. But both with the understanding that you both love each other very, very much. And because of that love, you're willing to compromise, basically. And therefore, neither one of you will feel stuck anymore, or trapped, or in an unhealthy relationship at all. And then things start to flow really quite fast. Some of you, like I don't want to make this sound like it's but it is, right? It is. This is how it is. It is a bit like this all month. It's not like you get to the end of the month and it's perfect. I still think here, particularly for those who are in an established connection, you may find that it's like this, and then for a few weeks, even beyond July. Because I'm getting here, things do move well faster, you're happy again, but I'm still seeing bumps in the road before they smooth out. So I think it's important that you know that even though it's bumpy, 1, you both love each other very, very much. 2, this person does not want to lose you. And 3, that the bumps will eventually smooth in the end, because of the love. So I would say hold on to your seats. It's a bumpy ride before it gets smoother, but smooth out it will do. All right? You're not separating, you're not ending, you're just having one of those moments that have challenges in a relationship where it gets a bit bumpy. But it gets better, I promise you, from what I'm being shown anyway. And again, if you're single, The third and fourth week are a good place. Third week, I think in particular, is better. And I would say here, change your thought forms from being negative, which you will do by that third week, and ask for what you want from somebody. But likewise, I kind of want to say for you singles, you'll meet somebody who is beautiful, almost falls for you, and you fall for them pretty much straight away. But how do I put this? Sometimes, well, we all come with some form of baggage. It's just sometimes it's small and sometimes it's big. And I think that whoever you get with, as passionate and as falling for them as you do get with them, they have a little bit of a large baggage bag. And so again, there's a little bit of a bump with that person, but it just smooths out. So what I'm saying is you may be dating somebody that is a little bit complicated, but not so complicated that they're not somebody that you couldn't see yourself with long term, because it does smooth out. I hope you get me. So that was your July love forecast for 2017. A bit of an interesting one, guys, but considering last month, it's not surprising that you've got a little bit of bumps to come, but it does get better. Why? The person does love you and they do not want to lose you. So do not be afraid of the little bumps in the road, because you're just going to pay over them in the end. So I do hope that's been helpful. Again, if you do like this, do like, subscribe, do share. If you'd like to know more about me and my services, then look at the links below. Take care and you have an amazing July. Take care.